What's up, everybody? Have you been thinking about getting passenger pegs for your Milwaukee 8 Softail? Let's take a look. My name is Ron, and I tackle projects of all sizes related to the bikes I ride. So be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I post new videos. So if you have a Softail, you're probably aware of the fact that in 2018, Harley-Davidson changed the foot pegs. They went to a different style. Now the mounting boss is different than it used to be. It's a wider mount, so none of the old foot pegs will work unless you have an adapter kit for that. Well, my wife finally decided she wanted to go for a ride on the Harley-Davidson with me, so I set out looking for a passenger peg kit. And I did look at some of the Harley-Davidson options, and I had had good results with DK Custom Products. So I took a look at what they had, and they have what I think is a pretty nice kit. It's very simple. It's just made out of basically round steel bar stock that's been machined to the right dimensions. Nice and simple, easy to install, straight to the point. And it just gives you what you need to mount the traditional Harley-Davidson foot pegs, so you don't have to worry about the new Milwaukee 8 style. If you've already got foot pegs laying around, you can go with those, and it works just great. So the installation process is very simple. You start out by removing the plastic plugs that block off the mounting locations for the rear pegs. And I'll give you two quick tips about those plugs. The first one is, it's easier to unscrew those plugs from the holes or to punch them out. I prefer to try to unscrew them, that way I don't take a chance of getting off center with that punch and maybe banging up the threads a little bit. And once you get the plugs out of there, check the threads, because the threads will likely be rusty, just have a little surface rust on them. So you may want to chase those out with a tap just to make sure your threads are nice and clean. And of course, as with everything on a Harley-Davidson, be sure you put Loctite on the bolts before you put it back together. So let's take a look at the installation process. So as you can see, the process is very simple. Just a couple of plastic plugs that need to be removed and a couple of bolts that you need to install. What have been my impressions so far about this kit? I think it works great. I love the fact that it's minimalistic. It just gets the job done, no frills, nothing extra, and that's exactly what I wanted. And I like the fact that once the kit is installed, it really just blends in and it's not obvious, because as I said, I'm only going to put the passenger pegs on every now and then. So to me, that's not a focal point of the bike. I just wanted something that was there and functional when I needed to make use of it. And the DK Custom kit definitely accomplishes that purpose. And I chose to go with the DK Custom quick release clevis pin kit for installing the foot pegs onto the brackets. And the reason I went with that is that I will have the foot pegs off the bike most of the time, and I'll just reinstall those whenever my wife wants to go for a ride. So I wanted something that was easy to deal with, and the quick release pins seemed like a great solution. So far I've been happy with them. They seem to work really well. I will say that the first couple of times you insert those pins into the foot peg mount, it may be a little tough to get it through there. You may need to use a plastic mallet or a rubber mallet or something like that. But after inserting it and removing it a few times, it fits nicely and you shouldn't have any trouble with it. And when you do install the foot pegs, depending on what kit you order, you may have the little flat spring or flat plate that goes inside that mount just to put a little side pressure on those foot pegs. So be sure to install that if your foot pegs come with that part. And let me know what you prefer, the traditional style Harley-Davidson foot pegs that have been around forever, or the newer Milwaukee 8 style foot pegs. Drop in a comment down below and let me know why you prefer one over the other. And let me know which style foot pegs you're using as well. You can see, in my case, I use those little mini floorboards. What style foot pegs are you using, and why did you pick those, and how have you liked them so far? This video is not sponsored, but I will have links to the DK Custom passenger foot peg kit and other things as well in the video description, so be sure to check that out. So if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you'll be notified whenever I post new videos. And if you found this video beneficial or entertaining, please hit the like button and share it with your friends. Thanks so much for watching. Enjoy the ride. I'll see you next time.